And with that, we go to Dennis Springer, who has the Environmental Watch.
Tonight, I pay a special tribute to Taiwan because of the amount of work they are doing in terms of global warming and climate change, and for sponsoring this program at present. What many of us fail to realize is that although hindered by its exclusion from the international organizations, Taiwan shares a responsibility for fighting global warming and climate change. In terms of Taiwan, the facts are stark. Data collected from thousands of land and sea-based monitoring stations around the world over the past century shows a worldwide temperature increase averaging 0.7 degrees Celsius, according to statistics from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Meanwhile, data gathered by Taiwan's Central Weather Bureau shows the island's average temperature is climbing by 1.1 degrees Celsius over the same period. In other words, while the world is getting warmer, Taiwan is getting even warmer still. To be sure, the global climate is an intricate system responding to a great many influences. Still, although the work of climatologists have been challenged and global warming deniers have become more vocal, most credible scientific studies have concluded that the main factor driving climate change is human activity. A report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and incorporates the work of 2,500 scientists from more than 130 countries. The report concludes that humans are very likely responsible for the world's rising temperatures, mostly due to the increased production of greenhouse gas, that's GHG, which effectively trap heat in the atmosphere instead of allowing it to radiate into space. Worldwide efforts to counter global warming has been underway for the past 2 decades or so. One of the key actions taken was in 1992 establishment of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC, which calls for the world to achieve a stabilization of greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere at a level that would prevent dangerous anthropogenic interference with the climate change. What is extraordinary is that Taiwan is not a member of the UN, so it is neither a party to the UNFCCC nor a signatory to any protocol, yet that has not prevented the country, that is Taiwan, from acknowledging the global trend of environmentally sustainable development. Despite its hindrance in not being part of such a body, the government, meanwhile, has taken a number of measures aimed at reducing Taiwan's heavy reliance on high-carbon energy sources and high per capita GHG emissions. The Energy Management Act, for example, was amended in 2009 to call for raising energy efficiency standards, the most effective, lowest-cost method of reducing greenhouse gas emissions for household products, motor vehicles, and manufacturing machinery. Other measures encourage the development of green construction materials, green buildings, and green industries, such as those producing solar cells and low-powered LED lighting. The government has also set up a task force to help large and small enterprises to promote energy efficiency, while projects have been implemented to educate students about energy conservation and reducing greenhouse gas emissions.